Well, whoop-dee-doo. You're not late. You're just in time. The Hairy Scary Hangout will begin shortly. Welcome to the Hairy Scary Countdown with me, Cliff. You got about 15 minutes until showtime, so grab your drinks and snacks, settle in, and enjoy the pre-show. Yeah! Ha-ha!
Yes, sir. That was the worst accident I ever seen.
Oh, my ovaries.
He won't be awake for an hour or so, and I'll be back by then. Might be a good idea if you'd look in on him.
Yes, Doctor.
Stop rushing me!
It didn't work this time, did it, Dick?
Excuse me?
Oh, I know you've crossed against the red light a lot of times before. And have been pretty lucky.
Dork-satted!
But you can't be lucky forever. Sometimes things go wrong. That's why you're here.
Who are you?
You ought to know me by now. I've been trying to keep you out of trouble all my life.
And your name?
I'm known as Good Judgment, but call me Judge. For a minute, I thought you were going to take my advice at that intersection and wait for the beginning of the green light.
Back off, Jack!
But it seems you were in too much of a hurry to make that ball game to bother thinking about good judgment. Good judgment? Phooey.
Satan?
Why don't you leave Dick alone?
What?
He doesn't need a babysitter. You and your advice. Look both ways.
I'm the devil.
Wait for the green light. Don't play in the street. Ah, kid stuff. Dick's old enough to take care of himself. You think he's an idiot or something?
Yes.
He would be if he listened to you, and it's a cinch your advice hasn't exactly helped him.
Who's this fellow?
Oh, that's Bad Impulse. Imp for short. He's the character who told you it was okay to cross against the red light.
Bogus.
You see what happens when you listen to him? That's a lie.
Yeah.
If a guy did all the things some people think he ought to do, he wouldn't have any fun at all. And another thing.
What's that?
If you hadn't confused him with all that safety hokum, he could have dodged that car easy. Look, if he would have stayed on the curb, he wouldn't have had to dodge anything. Okay, so he had a tough break. These things just happen. They just happen? That's exactly what Officer Davis was talking about when he came out to your school the other day. Remember?
No.
And now, here are just 3 simple rules that will help you be safe.
This lame story he's about to tell me?
1, look both ways before crossing a street.
All right.
2, watch for turning cars. And remember that the driver of a turning car can't always see you.
What are you talking about?
3, Always remember to walk on the left side of the highway facing the traffic.
What else?
And that way you can see the oncoming cars.
You confusing me.
Accidents do not just happen. People make them happen because they take chances and because they violate the law that was made for their protection. Be careful, and you'll not only help yourself, but you'll also help the driver behind the wheel.
Whatever.
He has a job just driving his automobile without worrying about pedestrians crossing in the middle of the block or against red lights.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Now, you see this line?
Yeah.
The first part represents the reaction time, or thinking distance. That is the distance the automobile will travel before the driver can get his foot on the brake. The rest of the line shows how much farther the car will travel before it comes to a stop. If a car is traveling 20 miles an hour, it takes the driver 45 feet to stop, after he knows he must stop.
Boring.
Now, this line indicates the distance it takes to stop an automobile going 30 miles an hour. The first part shows the reaction time of the driver, while the second part shows how much further it takes to stop the automobile, making a total stopping distance of 78 feet at that speed. That's why you're asking for trouble when you take chances at an intersection.
Oh, is that a fact?
Or when you try to cross the street in the middle of the block. Or when you play in the streets.
Oh, come on now, Dick. That's third grade stuff. That accident you were in was the driver's fault. He could have stopped in plenty of time if he was any kind of a driver. They ought to take his license away. I'd say the driver did everything he could to stop. Don't you think so, Dick? Get a load of this guy. Some friend is judge, trying to blame everything on you. Why, if I were you, I'd...
Now, just a minute.
Shut up!
Judge is right.
Oh, let's forget the whole thing. It's not that important.
Not important? Are you kidding? It's something everybody should know about, and remember, and do.
Da-da-da, da-da. Oh, listen to that guy talk.
One more crack like that, and I'm going to come over there and break one of your legs. A lot of other guys are going to be in trouble, too, if they try to beat the red light, or if they play out in the middle of the street.
So what's wrong with playing in the street? These kids can take care of themselves. What do you want them to do? Sit home and play patty cake?
What's wrong with you?
It's true they're big enough to take care of themselves, and that's something pretty important. But it certainly isn't very smart to play out in the middle of the street or to take unnecessary chances, especially around traffic.
Damn right.
The guy or girl who takes a chance is gambling with his own life. He makes things difficult for automobile drivers, no matter how careful they try to be. You see, it just isn't good sportsmanship to play in the street where drivers have to stop for you. It's a lot more fun to play where you can concentrate on the game, and it's much safer.
So let's all sit home and cut out paper dolls.
That's a real bright remark, Imp. Just about your speed, all right.
And I suppose you know just the right thing to do?
You bet I do. All kids like Dick have to do is use a little common sense, and their chances of growing up to play on bigger teams someday are a lot better.
You know, I never thought of that.
Duh.
I wonder if I'll ever be able to play ball again.
No.
What if I can't? What if I can't ever walk again? Oh, I just gotta.
Now take it easy, Dick. That's the trouble with listening to bad impulse. When you listen to that guy, there's a lot of things you don't think of until it's too late.
Now, hold on, Dick.
What?
Don't let him get you all mixed up. We've had a lot of fun together.
And look where I am now.
No!
Well, that's the trouble when you take chances in traffic. Sooner or later, your luck runs out.
Kids take chances every day and get away with them. Who wants to wait all day for a light to change to green before starting across the street?
Nah.
Why walk walk down to an intersection just to get to the other side.
Whoa!
Why go to the playground when there's plenty of room in the street?
Signal, set, 2, 4, 6, hike.
You know, you just have to be on your toes, that's all. After all, what do cars have brakes for?
Yes, and all you have to do is just slip once. And I don't think it's worth it.
Neither do I, Judge. No, sir.
I think everyone who has gotten past the first few grades knows the safe thing to do around traffic.
Yes, Judge, we know them, but a lot of times we ignore them, the way I did. They're easy enough to remember if you really want to.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Always wait for the beginning of the green light before crossing a street. Cross only at intersections and stay in the marked zones if there are any. Never cross between intersections or come out from behind parked cars.
Ooh, he likes girls.
Play where you don't have to worry about jumping out of the way of automobiles. If you have to walk along the edge of a road, walk facing traffic. And at night, wear something white so you can be seen more easily. Well, Dick, I hope that you and I can stick more closely together after this. Don't listen to him, Dick.
Now Judge is right.
You don't care what happens to Dick, do you? All you try to do is take the out of life.
No, I just try to protect people.
Who needs to be protected? Who needs to be hurt?
Why didn't you take a picture of the last slugger?
Well, young fella, you must have been having some dream.
Dream? Yeah. Now I remember. The accident. I guess I'm hurt pretty bad. Doctor. Will I be able to run and play ball again?
No.
We'll talk about that later.
Doctor, I had the craziest dream. It was about Judge and Imp. Judge was right all along.
Oh, you just better take it easy, son.
I will from now on. Especially now that Judge and I understand each other.
That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Judge?
Sure. Judge is my pal. Good judgment.
What you are about to see is bizarre, unsettling, and riveting.
Sparkling soft drinks.
Ain't nothing like a good Mountain Dew. Hey! Hey!
Steaming hot coffee.
Roses are red, and how do you do? Drink 4 of these and woo, 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 woo.
Steamed or grilled hot dogs.
Oh, my God! That is huge!
Crispy hot fresh French fries.
This is the best thing I have ever put in my mouth.
How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
Hey, gang, it's been real. They say that all good things come to an end, but things are just getting started around here. That's right. There's no time like showtime, baby. So let's get this party started. Well, whoop-dee-doo. Hey, gang. Welcome. I'm Cliff Jablonski, the behind-the-scenes guy here at the Mummy and the Monkeys Hairy Scary Hangout, yeah. And I want to know one thing. Are you DTF? That's right. You know what I'm talking about. Are you down to Friday?
welcome, one and all to
the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout. Hello there, Groovy Ghoulies. We're back again for another episode.
That's right. I'm Grim Gordy.
And I'm Janet Decay.
And we are your monsters of ceremonies for tonight's spectacular 203rd episode of the Hairy Scary Hangout.
Yes, and we're hosting tonight a short films night.
Ooh, yeah, these are kind of fun. It's a little break from the norm, you know, where we show like usually a bad B, grade Z movie, horror or science fiction movie, but we like to cut it up every now and then, inspired by Mystery Science Theater themselves, who made it a staple of their shows, these little short subjects from the 50s, 60s, on up into probably the 80s. I think they made these things, right?
Yeah, so no need to get the projector out. We've got it all set up for you guys.
Yeah. You don't need the AV guys to come in. You know, the audiovisual nerds. They don't have to set up the cart with the
all the
projector
cords and everything.
Nah, we'll take care of that. Cliff's actually taking care of that tonight here in the Erie Cinematary as we broadcast to you from Cleveland to the world, live streaming, baby.
So the shorts do have sound effects in them. You did put some sound effects in there.
We try to do a little bit different. Instead of riffing on them or just playing them straight, I do my Grim Gory thing to them. And all 4, maybe even 5 if you're lucky tonight, just like the beginning in the that you just saw, the short in the beginning here, and on the countdown we'll have the sound effects I put in them. So yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of a Grim Gory twist to it.
Very cool. And there is a ghost one. There's one that we're going to play towards the end of the show called Ghost Parade.
Well, now you said that, we have to play the 5th one, so there you go.
Yeah, I think we should play that.
They're going to get all 5. Hey, check it out.
Because then it's a horror-themed short, and the other ones are just weird, old educational movies.
I don't know if people can see this, but I got my gorilla slippers on tonight. Can you see that? Probably not.
Oh, you have to show the face of them.
I'll just take one off. Sorry about the smell.
Whew. He's got his gorilla slippers.
Yeah, probably not the best thing to try to hold up. Can't really see it. But anyway, they're comfy.
They look comfy.
It's not warm enough yet.
So hopefully everyone is comfy. Maybe you're wearing your Daisy Duke shorts for our short films night.
And gorilla slippers. I'd like to see that. But yeah. So get ready to kick back, relax, and have a good, fun time as usual here on the Hairy Scary Hangout. As we are all DTF, and as you know right here on this show, that means
Down to Friday.
That's right. Get your minds out the gutter. Woo! So how do we kick off tonight's show?
With a prize giveaway.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's talk about that.
So the prize giveaway and then the shout-outs.
Okay.
So we're going to give away a collectible trading card, a Mummy and the Monkey trading card. So if you don't have one of these yet, you can enter the prize drawing. And to be a part of that prize drawing, we just need you to send us an email
to
themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com. And in the subject line, have it say card.
Card.
I will put all of your names in my big plastic shiny mummy bucket. And we will pick a lucky winner at the end of the show.
That's right. So, yeah, that's a really, really righteous prize we're giving away this week on the Hairy Scary Hangout. So, yeah, be a part of the show. That's right. If you're in the chat, like Janet said, or just watching. You don't even have to be in the chat if you're watching. Send us that email throughout the show, and we'll pick a lucky winner at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah. So that's cool. And then we've got our mini monster shout out coming up here.
That's right.
So let's see. I've got Miss Putrid Petunia.
Tonight it's by the book, I guess. All right, let me take that off. All right, you had your chance to copy that email down. All right, and I got an old fart word here. Get him all comfy on my lap. Again, I feel a little warmth and a little dampness.
Oh, maybe he wet himself
in
again.
his nappy, but whatever, you know.
He's always leaking.
Why is his leg twisted like that? Oh boy.
Oh, he was trying a new yoga pose.
I guess so. These kids, they want to do all the things like adults, I guess. All right. So here we go. Let's start it off with our mini monsters chair, and it goes a little bit something like this here. A 1 and a 2 and a 7.
Mini monsters, mini monsters, roar, roar, roar. Mini monsters, here they are. Mini monster shout outs too. We've got Lucas and Christian.
Hey-o.
And Baby Joe and Lucy and Dimitri. Hey there. And Peanut and Adam.
Yay.
Hi, Minnie.
All right.
And then we've got Scoob. Also known as Mia.
Yeah.
And Miss Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
And Mac and Taylor.
Hey,
Minis. And Gabriel and Adeline.
Hey.
And Eva. Hey there. And Mackenzie and Isabella and Carly.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Minis.
Holy.
And Cassandra and Violet.
Wow.
Can't forget them. And then we've got Lil Kong and Atticus.
Little Kong.
Hello there.
Yep.
Penny and Hannah.
Hey-o.
Hi, guys. And Dario. Hello, Mr. Dario. And then Sienna and Adrian.
Yes.
Hi, Minis. And Julius and Morgan and Willow and Xander. Wow. There's so many of you awesome minis. And then we've got Araya and then Trayvon and Emily and Noel.
All right, kiddos. Wow. If you're watching, thanks for watching. If not, hey, you're better off.
All right, Miss Petunia, the little zombie ghoul, I'm going to set you down over here.
I just throw that little stinker on the floor. He'll be all right. He'll crawl away. He'll scamper away into a little dark corner and continue to do whatever he does here in the cemetery.
Petunia's a little less leaky.
Petunia.
All right, so we've got our grown-up monsters that are also watching.
Of course we do.
So let me get this this working here. I had it all charged up. I had a tune-up recently.
You set it on your charger overnight? It worked? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Magic Macabre Mirror. Woo! Magic Macabre Mirror. Tell me, who be here?
Who be here?
We've got Grandpappy and Neil and Denise and John Biggins and Karen Dilly and Jeffrey Moore and Shush and Ed and Keith and Travis and JB and Sacred Watermelon.
Ooh.
Gary. Michael and Terry Shook, Amanda Childers, Patrick Lord, Joe German, John Johnson, thank you for the super chat. Mofei Chen, Daryl, Leo, Ron, Thea, the SeaTac, Ellen. Oh my God, there's so many of you.
Keep going.
Bob Ferguson, Patrick, Sandra, Ron, and Toy Painter 1.
Oh, cool.
And Miss Lois, and Jennifer Delaney, and Insane Jay, and Greg Tominski.
They're all here. The gang's all here.
That's great. 128 of you are watching right now. Share this with a friend. Maybe they'll want to watch the show too.
Yeah, or if they have trouble sleeping, this will do the trick more than likely. All right?
Yeah, maybe the films will put them to sleep.
Yeah, so good. Again, your attention span is kind of limited tonight because you don't have to worry about following any kind of plot. Not that any of our movies ever have a plot or a story, but you don't have to even think about it tonight because they're all short subjects, except for one of them, which is actually a two-parter. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, so we got some fun stuff coming up in a little bit here. We got the prize giveaway. We also have our usual suspects. We have a TV show time travel. What do you do's?
Oh, yeah, we did get people, a lot of people sent in some fun things. So we have a poem that someone sent in.
A poem.
A poem.
Poem.
A poem.
Some people say people say poem. Some people say poem.
A poem. And some pictures. Yeah, what do you do's?
Yes.
So, all right, let's get into the first film, Grim.
Oh, yes. Let's see. Our first short subject. Short subject.
We wanted to wear our short shorts, but they weren't really YouTube appropriate. The short shorts Grim and I like to wear are a little more cheeky. And Grim would need a lot of nair to wear his short shorts.
Yeah, I don't want to get anybody all worked up. The whole point of this show is to relax and not get all hot under the collar. Seeing me in my shorts, I might just do that.
But in the summertime, during the summertime, sometimes we like some sun on our buns, right?
Well, if you say so. All right, but lately we've been just getting smoke on the water over here. So.
Oh yeah, from all the fire smoke.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a body part to rhyme with smoke. So you said sun on the buns. I can't think of smoke on the joke. Whatever.
On the water?
Well, that's not a
like
body part.
Like the song, Smoke on the Water?
Yeah, but I was trying to rhyme it with the body part like you did with sun on the buns. What would be the smoke on the smoke till you choke? How about that?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
All right. Anyway, so okay, let's get into the first short subject, which I think is called, what is it, Made in America or something like that? Or you had it written down.
Man and Machine.
Oh, Man and Machine.
Man and Machine. We're going to learn all about it.
Coming right off the last holiday, kind of semi-patriotic type of thing. So here we go with Man and Machine, right here on
the Mummy and the Monkeys. Harry Scary Hangout.
Ha ha.
You know, Lowell, I can tell you what's wrong with the country today. It's the machine age. Everywhere you look, it's machines, machines, machines. That's the trouble. The machines have got all the jobs. And there's only one solution.
What's that?
We've got to quit making machines, put padlocks on those we've got, and give the jobs back to the men.
Now, wait a minute, Ed.
Oh, let me show you something over here. Have you ever been in this donut shop?
No? I like donuts, Ed, but donuts don't like me.
Hello? There's something here that gives a lot of people indigestion of a different kind. And I'll tell you what it is.
Peanut butter.
It's a mechanical gadget that can make more donuts in 10 minutes than modern in 10 days.
Well, well, the old sinker has gone mechanical. Say, that machine's a honey, isn't it?
Excuse
me? It certainly does everything.
Except one thing, you still have to dunk them yourself. Please, no,
I'm serious. That machine is only a sample of what's wrong with the country.
What do you mean, too many donuts?
No, too many machines. Why, everywhere you look. Some machines doing the work that ought to be done by men. Everything's machine, machine, machine. The thing's got out of control. We've created a monster that's putting us all out of jobs. And I'll tell you, Lowell...
All right, Ed, I'll be serious. As old Abe Martin used to say, it's amazing how a few facts will break up an argument. The trouble is, a lot of us don't get the whole picture. You know, I wish you had been with me in the workshop of an old friend the other afternoon. He's retired now, living on a pension from the company that used to employ him as a foreman in its machine shops. But he still putters around, just because he loves machines.
Oh, is that a fact?
His son came in, accompanied by a friend with a point of view just like yours.
Dad, Ted here wants us to go back to the good old days. He's got it all figured out that machines are ruining the country.
Carl warned me that you'd give me an argument on that, Mr. Ryan. Of course, I don't mean we don't need some machinery, but just look at us today. Everything we use is made by somebody pushing a button. Why, if a machine run by one man can do 12 men's work, then that's 11 men's jobs gone. Now, that's just arithmetic, isn't it?
No! Maybe. I say figures don't lie. And certainly in the last 30 years, we've been putting in millions of labor-saving machines. So there must be tens of millions less jobs than in the old days.
Sure. Why, there just aren't any jobs compared with, well, say, 50 or 60 years back.
No? Let's just look at the record. Way back in 1870, it took 324 people working out of every 1,000 to produce all the things we needed. In the next 60 years, we went machine mad, like Ted says. Till nowadays, those machines must have put most everybody out of work. But what's the facts? Why, now we have 400 factory workers employed out of every 1,000 people.
Gosh, Dad, that means more men working with machines than without them.
Sure it does. But some folks still think that machines destroy jobs. Now, I've been doing a lot of reading on that question. You see, since machines came in, we don't work such long hours. We all get time to do a little more reading. The fact is that machines increase the supply of things we need and give us the time to use them.
Oh, that's the first time I heard that.
For every job they take away, they make at least one new job and maybe more. New jobs and better jobs. And don't forget, it takes men to make the machines, to produce the increased amount of raw materials needed, and to sell, transport, and handle the increased volume of product. Now, I remember back in my old hometown.
Oh, brother.
We had 2 blacksmiths, busy most of the time fixing wagons, shoeing horses and such.
That's nice.
The blacksmith worked 14 hours a day and made a living if he was lucky. He certainly wasn't renowned as an employer of labor. The horse and buggy business kept about 11 men working in our town, what with the 2 blacksmiths, 2 livery stables, and the feed store. So those 11 men never dreamed they'd have their jobs shot out from under them by this goofy-looking contraption. They said the horseless carriage business was just a fad, couldn't last. The darn thing would blow up. Cost too much anyhow. But today, that town's got 6 filling stations, 2 repair shops, and an accessory store with steady jobs for 37 men, where 11 used to live off the horse and buggy.
Really?
A lot more people in that town are working for the electric light company, where there wasn't this in the good old days. And there's a dozen stores on Main Street giving work to 100 more people, in place of the 2 people who used to work in the old general store. Why?
I don't know!
Because the machines have made all kinds of new things that people need, and made so many of them that the price can be brought down where everybody can buy those things.
Oh!
Same with the automobile. How many cars were sold when they were mostly handmade? Wasn't much of an industry in those days because a man had to be wealthy to buy one. Today, machine production has provided some kind of a car for almost every family in America. There are over 20 million passenger cars on the roads today.
Yeah, but how about the wagon drivers, the blacksmiths, and all those folks that lost their jobs because of the automobile?
That's an honest question. Let's go inside where we can get the honest facts.
Now, come along with me, you ludicrous lump. There's much to be done.
Sit down, boy, and make yourself comfortable. Now, as I remember it, 1900 was the top year for the horse and buggy business. Let's see what the almanac says. Here we are. It shows that about 1 million people were working as drivers, wagon makers, stable hands, and so forth. Now compare that 1 million jobs, and tough jobs they were too, with almost 3 million jobs made by the automobile. 3 times as many new jobs as the old jobs that were wiped out. Now let's look at some of the other job eater-uppers. In almost any office, you will find 2 machines that will certainly let one office worker do at least the work of 2 or 3 working by hand. Yeah, the typewriter and the adding machine must have tossed millions of office people out of jobs. In 1860, with no office machines, it took 4,369 clerks, bookkeepers, and so on for every million population. Now bring on your machines and watch those poor office workers get fired. Well, by Jiminy, 49,805 office workers instead of 4,000 or so per million population.
That's insane.
Just 11 times as many as before they started doing their work by machine. But even with all the modern machinery we've got, we haven't begun to meet the demand for all the need. Surveys by big industries have proved that even in 1929, our biggest year, we only produced about half enough the things our people need to give them the living standards they are working toward. And this doesn't even count the new industries just being born today. In 1,000 laboratories, in big industries everywhere, men are working all the time to find ways to do things better and easier.
How stupid.
Scientists and engineers are creating new jobs by perfecting new formulas and new machines. The chemists discovered how to spin a stream of liquid into a thread of rayon. And all of a sudden, right out of nowhere, they had an industry that created 109,000 jobs and $97 million in wages between 1913 and 1934.
Cha-ching!
And that's just one example. In late years, we've seen 18 new industries, giving jobs to 10 million men and women. You know them yourself. Automobiles, electrical apparatus, gasoline, typewriters, mechanical refrigerators, and a lot of others. Instead of destroying jobs, machines have made more of them. And right here you have the answer to why you and I, both of us, average American working men, enjoy the highest living standards of any working men in the world. 14 million of us own our own homes. 4 out of 5 families own cars. Most of us have telephones, electric lights, and 1,000 other comforts of life, besides insurance policies and saving accounts. All this progress has come because the machine has given us mass production so that everybody can enjoy the good things we produce. Why, we're sitting on top of the world, we Americans.
That is such a lie.
That's a story, Ed, from an old-timer who has been through the mill. You see, here in America, we have always worked on the idea that the best way to get ahead is to follow one simple rule. Multiply wealth, produce more of the world's goods, so that everybody can have a bigger share. Mass production. And that means more machines and bigger ones, bigger factories and more men on the payroll than we have ever seen before. That's what machines mean to America, Ed. More of the good things of life and more jobs for all of us.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Great Nuts breakfast time. Good. Crunchy little nuggets bursting with nut sweet flavor.
Well, first we got to exercise them.
Do we have to?
That's our agreement. We got to keep slim and trim. It helps to eat the right kind of foods, like a post-Great Nuts breakfast.
I do, honest.
And we got to exercise.
I won't.
You want your post-Great Nuts?
Barn.
Come on.
A Great Nuts breakfast fills you up, not out. 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 Fills you up, not out.
Delicious.
Mr. Christian, come here.
Who ate my post toasties? Who ate my post toasties?
Let's all hurry to the grocery store to tell that man we gotta have more post toasties. For goodness sake, get post toasters.
Some cornflakes.
Oh, Captain Bligh, he knows what's good, just like a right smart skipper should. He likes his cornflakes crisp and sweet, so the only kind he'll ever eat is
Post toasters.
We've searched the world from east to west. Of all the cornflakes, they're the best. Sweet as a mermaid, crisp as a breeze. The best cornflakes on the 7 seas.
Post toasties. For goodness sake, get post toasters.
Some cornflakes.
So, you want to raise a giant leech. Do you have a giant leech? Congratulations! You are now the proud parents of a juvenile giant leech. Now let's feed Junior. Say, where is the little guy? Uh-oh, a leech's primary diet is blood. Better pry that bugger off quick, or the monkeys are gonna butt for sure. Ah, blood in a bottle. That's more like it. Did you know that a leech can ingest up to 10 times its body weight of the red, warm, sticky stuff? Good. It's a beautiful day for a stroll with baby in tow. Ah, the fresh air is nourishing. But remember, nothing will ever replace a leech's insatiable lust for blood. The big day is finally here. You've managed to rear a parasite into adulthood. A giant leech now is he. Sadly now it's time to send him off to become a productive member of modern society. Or in this case, society productive to him. Ooh, hey, just like that, we're back. Hey!
And we're back. Hey, guys.
Welcome back to episode 203 of the Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangout.
What Grim said.
Tonight is a shorts night. That's right. XXL shorts. That's right. It's Grim Gory. It's all up in the shorts tonight. Yeah, I put my sound effects in it, trying to make it a little fun. You just saw a whole thing about, what, robots, or actually machines. Not robots, but, well, they turn into machines.
Well, and I like, there was a comment earlier saying, well, I wonder what they would think about AI.
Oh, I don't know. Well, what do you think about it? You have to think
that film is maybe, what, from 1940 or something?
The late 40s or something? Yeah, so...
Like 75 years ago?
What kind of shorts would... Yeah, I wonder what things are going to look like 100 years from now.
What would they think of self-checkouts?
Oh, boy, that's the end of the world.
Or cellular phone machines. Or electric cars.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's just funny and timely to see.
Well, that. It's funny. What's funny about
when you hear about all the advances in technology.
Well, the same questions are being asked now about the the electric car versus when they had horse and buggy, and how there weren't enough filling stations for the gas for the gas cars, and it's a fad. It'll never happen. And look what happened with the combustible engine.
Well, and during the horse and buggy days, there were some people who thought it was dangerous, like your body couldn't handle traveling at high speeds of 25 miles per hour.
Or as I call it, falling forward, 25 to 70 miles an hour. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, so there you go. Who knows? I mean, time will tell. Time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if nothing else, maybe the Mummy and the Monkey's a little bit, like as Lloyd Kaufman said, more educational than PBS. You can learn a lot here. That's quoting Lloyd Kaufman of Troma.
That's true. He did say that.
Yeah, he did.
So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that first short.
Yes.
And so we do have, I guess, some snack toys.
Okay, well, let me cue up.
We could do a little snack toys
Let's
bit.
get that going. All right, it's time for the segment you all know and love, the Mummy and the Monkeys Snack Toys. New yummy snacks.
Old movie facts.
Oh, in this case, we got old shorts facts, right?
So, yeah, we've got some facts about the shorts. Not many, but some.
And tonight's Snack-toid snack was gifted to us by
Handrew from Creature Features.
Oh, that's right.
So thank you, Handrew. Thank you, the Creature Features crew. And these are Black Forest gummy bears. They sent us a baggie of gummy bears about a month or so ago.
Gummy bears.
And we're
gimme,
gonna try the gummy bears.
Gimme, gummies. Gimme. They
Those
look
are
good.
good.
We've had these before. He sent us these before. I want a variety of them. Okay, got 2 of the same color. Okay, so what do you got? What's your snack toy? You stared at me for?
Well, because I wanted another bite.
Mine. All right,
They're very good.
But
They're not overly sweet. They're like a little bit sweet. And like fruity.
Fruity. They're good. It tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
I do. And I guess they're made with fruit juice.
They're good.
That's good.
Snack toy away.
Okay. So, later on, towards the end of the night, we're going to watch a show, or not a show, but a film
show
called Ghost Parade. It's from 1931, directed by Mack Sennett. Mack Sennett was well known for directing many Charlie Chaplin films. He specialized in doing comedy shorts. So there's that little snack toy for that one. And we're going to watch a little bit later The Dropout from 1962. We split it up into 2 parts, or 2 farts.
Yeah.
And it was produced with the Santa Monica Police Department. It was filmed in California. And educational films started in the early 1900s.
Santa Monica, is that his sister? Santa Claus's sister?
No.
Santa Monica?
It's a suburb of
Oh,
LA.
okay.
Or that
What do
area.
I know? I'm a monkey.
Santa Monica? I think
Whatever,
so.
or whatever I am. Go ahead.
I had to double check on the Google machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the educational films got really popular during the 1950s for like schools, libraries, that sort of thing, universities. Encyclopedia Britannica, Coronet Films, and Centron were like the leaders in making those.
What about Jam Handy? That was another one.
Who?
Jam Handy.
Jam Handy?
Yeah, they made a lot of those shorts.
Okay, well there's one of them too.
Jam Handy Production.
But nowadays, like, you get stations like PBS, National Geographic, they put out a lot of stuff on YouTube, and there's a lot of YouTubers that put out a lot of information and a lot of interesting content. So it's just interesting to see how that went. And when you look back at some of those 1950s films, the educational films, it's very white picket fence, it's very suburban. It's very like...
yes.
You know,
yes,
very vanilla.
To say that, yeah, okay, hey, look at this. Speaking of cream, look at that.
Oh, thank you, Dane Stockser, for the super chat.
Hopefully
and Linda says, love you.
Love you, Linda. Hopefully you're feeling better, honey.
Yeah, we hope that Linda's doing better.
All right. Yeah.
And we hope that the Stotzer family's doing good.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
So we got some more good stuff for you in store. And right now, this is the freshest one. These other shorts that we're showing tonight, we did show them before throughout the years, but this is the one we haven't shown yet. It's a fresh short that I put some sound effects in. It's a really fun one. It's right out of the 1950s. It's in color.
Ooh.
That's right. The only color short for the night. And you have the list, and I think it's called. I think it's with the list. I think you have
with
the list.
The list? Oh.
Didn't we rehearse this?
It's all in knowing how.
It's all in knowing how to pick up the list and read off of it.
Well, maybe just say that nicely,
I'm just
Griff.
kidding. I said it twice, but okay.
Okay. Well, I was also reading the comments and trying to...
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's quite all right. We'll get through this.
I
It's
get
not a big
easily
deal.
distracted sometimes.
I know. Wait, he's looking at me.
Ooh, squirrel.
Oh, well. But all right, so yeah.
All right,
so
well,
I even forgot. It's
all in.
it's
It's all in knowing how.
It's a dumb title.
Well, we're gonna learn how whatever the heck's going on in this short.
We're gonna learn on how it's all in knowing how to whatever the heck. That's right. That's what you said. Okay, here we go with it's all on knowing how. Okay.
Yes, it's
And
all
how.
in knowing how.
And how.
And how.
Here we go.
All right. Well, let's watch this next film.
So it's all in knowing how, is it? Well, watch this. Yes, something's wrong, all right. Last year it looked like Bob Troy had all the makeup back. But this season it's a different story. Somehow he lacks his old drive. The brakes seem to be going amiss, not only in football, but in almost everything. Take Al. She's noticed the difference in him, no question about that.
Loser over there.
Lately he hasn't been much fun to be with. And, well, Hap Andrews...
You're spending the night with Fred Jarvin, male prostitute.
...that make the walk home kind of...
What is going on?
There's Jimmy the boy.
No!
He's just kidding, but Bob's not having any, thank you.
Get the out of my life.
Yes, for these past few months, it seemed like he couldn't win. Around the house, things weren't much better.
Oh, really?
It seemed to him that the family was always after him about being on time for meals and about what he ate or didn't eat. But the more they worried about him, the grouchier he got, and the less he was interested in any kind of food. He was just plain fed up, tired, and run out of pep. And the sad part was, he didn't know why.
I'm not eating any more food!
Luckily for Bob Troy, however, there were still a few people determined to help him get back his old pep and happiness.
That's nice.
That same night, his parents had a chat with Mr. Farrell, the coach, who also taught biology. As they talked, an explanation appeared. The results of Bob's physical examination were fairly good, and the doctor had said there was nothing serious about his gradual slowing down.
Oh!
In fact, it happens too often, regardless of age. However, it usually can be corrected. Yes, corrected by two of the simplest, most enjoyable remedies known to man.
You bet I mean it, Bob. Sit down a moment.
Well, thank you, sir.
You start getting enough sleep and enough of the right foods, and mark my words, in a few months you'll be back in top shape.
But, Mr. Farrell, I mean, I get quite a bit of sleep, and I certainly eat all I want.
The point is, what do you eat, and how much rest do you get?
Well, how the hell should I know?
Suppose we look at it this way. Last summer, when you worked out at the airport, you learned a lot about planes, didn't you?
No.
Well, your body is hundreds of times more complicated than any aircraft. Even the most perfectly tooled plane, factory-made, each part precision-engineered, will not fly very long unless it's given intelligent care and supplied with enough gas, oil, hydraulic fluid, and so forth. Without any of those, without skilled care, that plane is headed for serious trouble.
Really?
Just as your body is headed for trouble if you don't give it the right combinations of food every day, as well as plenty of sleep. Suppose you tell me how much sleep you had yesterday. Outside of class, I mean. And also exactly what you ate.
Peanut butter.
Well, as Bob thought back, he began to realize there was plenty of room for improvement. He'd had only 6 hours sleep, and often got less. Not enough by a long shot. No wonder he couldn't drag himself up mornings. And when he finally did, he had time for only a quick glass of fruit juice. His family, of course, got up in time to enjoy a good breakfast. But not him. He had to rush off to school, and then by 10:30 he kept checking his watch for lunchtime, getting more ravenous by the second.
Oh! Once again, something wonderful in my life has been turned into a giant crap fest.
At last, when lunch came, he spent a good deal of money trying to satisfy his hunger. Again, had he eaten enough, and included all the right foods.
That's none of your business, pal.
At dinner that night, he filled up on 1 or 2 things he liked best and left the rest of a good meal unfinished. Sure, he was too tired, too discouraged, but now he was beginning to understand why.
Duh. Bob, if your body were an airplane, careless treatment would put it on the scrap heap. But of course your body doesn't just quit. When you don't treat it right, it tries to keep going by making changes. Gradual changes that affect your energy, your personality, and the way you feel.
All right.
Now, you learned in biology that your body needs certain nutrients from food every day. Remember why? You need the mineral calcium for bones, for nerves, and for muscle action. Even for your heartbeat, because your heart is also muscle tissue.
All right, Dan.
To give firmness to your muscles, you need protein. You need the mineral iron in red blood cells to carry oxygen from your lungs to your body cells. And you have to have vitamins. Vitamin A for vision, thiamine for steady nerves, vitamin C for healthy blood vessels and other tissue, riboflavin and other nutrients to help your body grow, maintain itself, and use food properly.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Now, you know all this, Bob, but you've been forgetting that you need a sufficient variety of foods to give you basic net amounts every day, and along with them, the necessary calories to give you energy for work and sports, energy for fun, and for just being and feeling alive.
Woohoo! Yeehaw!
Looks as if you've been missing a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does, Mr. Farrell.
All right. Now, this is just a suggestion, but I've got an idea as to how you can do something about it. In the biology course, we're working on a project that may mean a lot.
Well, Farrell was a sly old fox at that. What had he done but suggest Bob help Alice with an idea she had for her nutrition project in biology? Not that Alice needed help, really. She'd already noticed what a difference proper rest and good eating made in her pep and personality. That was the beginning. Bob was good at charts, and they worked one out together. They based it on the foods he needed each day and the reasons behind these needs. The chart would fit Alice, too, providing she ate a little less than Bob of each of the different kinds of foods.
He needs some milk!
They listed the nutrients, as Mr. Farrell had done. Calcium, protein, iron, different vitamins. Then they drew a goal line. It represented the recommended amounts of different nutrients their food should give them each day. For instance, meat, fish, or poultry, or alternates, 2 servings, and an egg would give them this fine base of nutrients.
I mean, this is about as interesting as listening to a John Tesh album.
Notice the protein, iron, and vitamins. Then they added vegetables and fruits. 5 servings, long on the green, leafy, and yellow vegetables and on citrus fruits and tomatoes.
Disgusting.
Look at the buildup in vitamins, particularly A and C. Next, whole grain or enriched bread and cereal. At least 1 generous serving at each meal, adding some of many nutrients.
That sounds ghastly.
As well as energy. But even with all these foods, while they could see that they were coming closer to the goal, there were still big gaps.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
One more food group was needed.
Wendy's chili!
For a boy Bob's age, the equivalent of 1 to 1 1/2 quarts of milk a day plus butter. Bob chose 4 glasses of milk, a serving of cheese and ice cream, and 3 pats of butter. Actually, these dairy foods put him over the goal line in nutrients.
Like for real, for real?
For milk and milk products supply most of the calcium.
Yeah.
And riboflavin. Plus protein.
I like that.
And other essential nutrients. No wonder milk and other dairy foods belong in every meal.
Do you like Taco Bell?
Yes, cold milk, to drink at mealtime and in refrigerator raids. Milk in cooked foods. And butter, adding its flavor and food value to many foods.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese, to suit any taste.
I appreciate that.
And ice cream, so good and so easy to serve in many ways.
Why didn't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Yes, it's all in knowing how. And as Bob helped Alice assemble the chart, he saw how easy and pleasant it is to eat intelligently. And the interesting part was that while he could make the goal in nutrients if he ate these kinds and amounts of foods, he still needed more food for energy. This meant he could go back for seconds, or add other favorite foods to fill that energy need.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
See, that looks all right, doesn't it?
No.
You mean, if I eat all of that, I won't get out of shape?
Well, not if you don't overdo it. Eating the right foods doesn't make anybody fat. And it won't cheat us of our snacks, either. Well, look at me. Look at Tom Andrews.
I'd rather look at you.
Oh, brother.
The more Bob began to look around him, the more he realized how much he'd been missing lately.
Nip it in the bud.
He saw, for instance, why his parents got up in time for a good breakfast together.
I used to cut my sleep short, and I'd have to eat breakfast on the run the way you've been doing. Well, it finally caught up. If I hadn't started getting more sleep and eating correctly, I might have lost my job. Believe me, Bob, taking care of yourself really pays off.
And Bob didn't have to be told either, because he could see a lot of things now. Really envied were the ones who took care of themselves. They were the ones having fun, getting enjoyment out of good eating and the friendly companionship shared over food.
Oh, you look amazing!
And once Bob realized what he'd been missing, he made up his mind to do something about it. No miracles, and the change didn't happen overnight either. But gradually as time passed, Bob had new pep and a new attitude at home and everywhere.
Well, isn't that special?
Now that he'd given his body a break, it was beginning to pay him back in energy, stamina, and steady nerves, in personality and looks. And best of all, he was having a good time again.
Swing!
Fun with Alice, fun with his friends, fun with his family.
What up?
By springtime, he was looking ahead with a wonderful kind of confidence that would carry him on through school and into aviation or whatever career he sought. Because Bob Troy was back in shape again and ready to roll. Yes, like the man had once said, it's all in knowing how.
All righty then.
Darn, that's the end.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Mike.
We're sober,
not mature.
And we're a weekly podcast featuring recovery stories and unscripted fun.
Wait. You know we're filming this promo for the Mummy and Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you've been hanging around the Chicagoland area too long. I think I got a Big Chuck and Little John t-shirt around here somewhere you can borrow.
So is this better?
Much.
Perfect. You
All right.
too.
So, if you're a friend of Bill W's or any member of any of the other secret societies, or,
Yeah, you're sober curious, as they call gray area, alcohol free.
And even if you're one of those normal people that can have a couple of pops at night, wake up the next morning and take care of your kids.
And if you want to listen to two friends talk about being better people, trying to make their little corner of the world a better place, and giving a little hope that we all can live better lives.
And cursing.
Lots of cursing.
Lots. A.
You're right, brother.
So please go to sobernotmature.com.
Or you can visit us on Instagram, Facebook, any place that you want to listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, we're there.
We are. And if you want to dress cool like us, go to teespring.com and look for the Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout.
Or you can go to sobernotmature.com and visit our merchandise store.
Buy a t-shirt. And as always, we think you'll like what you hear.
We are sober, but not mature.
And cursing.
Yeah.
Lots of cursing.
Yeah, lots of cursing.
Meet Stasha, your everyday, ordinary, all-American girl. Like most young folk, her school studies are of the utmost importance. And like most young folk, things are, well, changing. New aromas. New experiences. New pains. What does this all mean? Let's continue. Here's Stasha taking that all-important phone call from her best friend Shirley. They usually prattle on for hours about boys, clothes, or the latest nifty record. She becomes cross with Shirley for no apparent reason and abruptly hangs up on her, followed by irritability and stomping of her feet. Perhaps if we took a closer look inside of her, we may begin to understand what precisely is going on. Ah, could it be a migraine, an ant highway, and 2 walnuts lodged in her pelvis? Or is it something else? Uh-oh. Here come those raging hormones again. Hot and cold flashes. Dry, itchy skin. Yes, Stasha, you're becoming something else now. Along with the other changes, you'll notice hair growing in new and strange places. Did I mention she was bitten by a werewolf yesterday, and there's a full moon out tonight? Yes, Stasha, your transformation is complete. You are now a full-fledged werewolf with a new lust for human flesh and blood. No, please, no, heal, girl, heal, no!
Wow, hey, woo, just rolling right along here on the Hairy Scary Hangouts Shorts Night Special, episode 203. I almost
Did
said
you almost say 2000?
2003. Well, you know, hey, aim high, aim high.
Yes. We have some high goals set.
It feels like 2003 episodes, but geez Louise. All right, yeah. So you just watched one of my the newest short that we put together, whatever it was called. How it is? It's
Stasha's changing body.
It's the how no what whatever.
Or no, which one?
The short, not the skit.
It is. It's all in knowing how.
Oh boy, they need a
It's all in knowing how. So that one was about nutrition, and I guess burgers and milkshakes were healthy according to that video.
Boy, I want to go. I want to live in the 50s. You know, that was the diet. You know, and a pat of butter. Everything was with a pat of butter.
Well, and if you look, it was like a mountain of butter on every food in that.
Did you see that milk? It looked like white paint. I mean, it was.
That was really thick milk.
The residue it left on the glass after they poured the glass.
It looked
chewy.
Lord. It looked like chewy milk.
That's real. That's like whole milk or something like that. I don't know. Tempura. I didn't know tempura made milk. Anyway.
Wow. Well, welcome back, guys.
That's right. I guess if you're still here.
We have a prize giveaway. So we got through 2 of the short films. We had some skits and little clips there. Yep. The Sober Not Mature podcast.
Oh, speaking of that.
And speaking of that, Cat Lady Chris had a birthday earlier this week. So we hope that Chris had a great birthday. And yeah.
Happy birthday, Chris. That's
Happy
right.
birthday. Okay, so we have a prize giveaway. One Mummy and the Monkey trading card, and it's in this special plastic protective case, and it has a special QR code, and it's sealed. So one lucky winner at the end of the night will get a Mummy and the Monkey trading card.
Ooh.
We also have these for sale in our Big Cartel store.
That's right.
We have a limited quantity on there, but you can send us an email for a chance at winning one. themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com, and in the subject line have it say card.
Ooh.
And while the films are playing, I've been writing down your names in my big plastic shiny mummy bucket here.
Yeah, and if you want to pick up that thing at the Big Cartel store, we do have that. I have to get rid of the other link. That's one's good, one's bad. But anyway.
themummyandthemonkey.bigcartel.com. We have trading cards on there. We've got some DVDs. We also have some photos that we can sign and personalize for you.
Yeah, that's stuff you can't find in our Teespring store, which is mostly apparel.
Yeah, the Teespring store is mostly T-shirts, and then we do have some coffee mugs on there, and I think even throw pillows.
Right, I put the email address back up there if anyone's looking for scrambling for that to try to enter tonight's prize giveaway. Man, we're just learning so much tonight, and there's so much more to learn because coming up next we have a two-farter, I should say.
A two-farter,
yeah.
Yes.
The rare two-farter, short subject film, and it's about the school dropout. Oh.
Ooh.
That's right.
Well, hold that thought. J. Michael Harris, thank you for the $5 super chat.
Let me grab my barber papa. Woohoo!
Thank you for the super chats, guys. That's sweet.
Very, very nice. Yeah, wow. Well, let's keep this this boat rolling along down the river there and get in with. Did you want to say anything else before we pop on to the first part of the
that's
Dropout?
right. We have a couple updates. So there is no Hairy Scary Hangout tonight.
That's right.
We're not going to do the after chat this evening, but we will next episode. And there's no Hairy Scary Hangout next week.
What?
But have no fear, our past shows will still be on YouTube.
That's right. They're always up there for your viewing pleasure. Just go up to our archives, our show archive. We have that. We have other videos and stuff that we do. You should check out our YouTube page and to kind of just skin through it and see what you can find.
Oh yeah. So we will be back the week after next.
Yeah, there's never not any Mummy and the Monkey to go around. We even have old shows on Facebook if you wanted to deep dive and go into our Facebook page.
Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of retro things.
There's stuff that's on there that's not on our YouTube's channel. So, like, you know.
But we do have an episode premiering tomorrow night. I almost forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't even put together a still for that one.
I forgot all about it.
Rat.
I worked on it earlier this week and had it uploaded already. And it just, it was
on
the back burner.
What they can catch tomorrow night at. When does it debut
So
at?
tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh.
I think that's kind of like after Sven. I know we like Sven. A lot of people watch him. You can catch our show. It's Cinematary Saturdays. We are going to bring back from time to time Cinematary Saturdays, where we'll host a movie.
Yeah, it's usually stuff that's a little more unusual, and we don't know that is a perfect fit for the Friday night show. There is material like that out there, believe it or not.
Yes.
And you'll understand why when you see tomorrow night's 10 p.m. Cinematary Saturday show. You don't want to miss that.
Oh yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
It's bizarro.
But it'll be there if anyone wants to watch it.
Cool. Yeah, I forgot. I should have had a still for that. It's too bad. We'll figure things out as we go. It's okay.
All right. Well, let's get into. So this is the 2-part.
This is the first part of the Dropout.
The Dropout.
Ooh, yes.
What happens to the Dropout? Let's watch and find out.
I imagine they drop out, but what happens because I don't know. Let's find out together right here. Oh, we got to do a real quick super chat.
Pastor of Muppets, thank you for the super chat. Woohoo! Thank you.
All right, perfect timing, and now we jump into part 1 of the Dropout right here on the Mummy and the Monkeys.
Scary Hangout.
Woo!
Hey, look at that over there.
Oh, yeah. We used to swing with her.
You better give up them cigarettes, buddy, or the groundhogs will be bringing you your mail. Know what I mean?
How's your ride turning on these days? Oh, crazy, man. Hell, baby.
It's like a dream. And is it fast? Especially since you souped it up.
What'd you do to hop it up anyway, Joe? Oh, I picked up a couple of jugs over here. Got a real neat bargain on it. Oh, yeah?
You don't have to worry about money now that you've got the paycheck coming in every week, Joe.
I've got that job lined up at the Olympic Cleaners. It comes through. Old man says I can quit school.
Yeah, but who wants to work in a smelly old laundry?
Well, it's better than going to school, isn't it?
No.
School's for kids.
And what do you think you are?
Come on, lay off, will you? It doesn't matter how he makes it, just as long as he gets a buck. That's what I always say.
That's fucking damn.
Boss told me he was going to give me a job driving a delivery truck now. Raising pay. Crazy. Yeah. Hey, I can go up to the gas station and buy gas from you now. Yeah, but, well, I don't work at the gas station anymore. But I got a better job all lined up now, all set up. Having a baby.
You bet he has.
That's a lie! That isn't!
Joe Conklin is one. Mike here is another.
What's that?
High school dropouts. Boys and men's jobs. Not good jobs, of course, but jobs with paychecks that can buy an old jalopy or pay for its gas. Or cover the tab on a big Saturday night.
Stop rushing me!
They're not bad boys, these dropouts. Not delinquents. Not hoods. Not yet, that is. They may not even be stupid or backward or lazy. This is Pete. A nice boy, as a matter of fact. Just one of almost 1 million American youngsters who didn't make the grade at high school last year. What makes a school casualty? This is harder work than Bill might be doing in the classroom right now. What makes him trade English, math, history, science for a broom and $1.10 an hour? Why is a dropout? School people in many American cities have been asking this question, checking cases like this one, doing research, thinking hard about so terrible a waste of youth, so big a leak in our manpower reserve, so great a failure in our educational system. But the reasons why 1/3 of these students will leave school without diplomas are not simple. You can't put all the blame on the individual pupil or his family. or on our schools, or on our economic or our social system.
Why?
Many hidden forces may be pushing this Jack or that Jill to the point of giving up. Dropouts, educators have found, just don't happen overnight. They take years to develop. Let's go back to the childhood of Joe Conklin, Dropout.
Yeah, okay.
Did you talk to McGinnis about the new job?
No, I thought I'd wait.
Wait for what? Your whole life is going by. Pretty soon it's going to be too late.
Look, will you leave me alone? I just want to wait. Joe learned quite early in life that the name Conklin was not something to be proud of.
Oh, is that a fact?
Look, I'm doing the best I can.
That's just the trouble. You are doing the best you can. It isn't very much, is it? In this day and age, how anybody can make a lousy $8 a week, I don't understand. Everybody's making money, but you know, everything isn't good enough for you.
If you take after your father, it can only mean you're stupid.
Oh, well, that's fascinating.
And yet a small boy needs a man to take after. Someone to respect and learn from.
I'm getting sick of this.
Will you shut up?
You're through now.
And the kids are beginning to take after you, too. What kind of an example are you setting for them? They aren't doing their work. They're getting behind in school. I had to go see Joe's teacher the other day.
I'll get him to do his lessons. Not all dropouts come from homes as unhappy as Joe's, but most of them do have parents who feel they are economic and social failures, who never read a book, who consider school a necessary nuisance, a waste of time.
He's just taking after his stupid, no-good father.
Why don't you lay off me? I'm so stupid and you're so smart.
Oh, brother.
You and your smart family, you got two brothers on release.
Even in those years, way back, Joe was in trouble in the classroom.
Uh-oh.
He had a pretty good head for figures, but you can't be any good in arithmetic if you can't read the problem.
Addition.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Point C, a
Bridge.
1/8 mile long, must be
He needs some milk.
built over a ravine.
English. Who needs that? I'm never going to England.
Would someone else like to come up and help us with our problem?
Hell no.
A teacher with 45 youngsters to handle just isn't able to spend enough time on a 5th grade boy who can't read.
In addition, at Point C, a bridge 1/8 of a mile long must be built over a ravine. The extra charge estimated by the subcontractor is $8,000.
So by the age of 10, Joe was already starting to become a failure in terms of the school situation. He didn't like the kids who showed him up so easily. He didn't like teachers who seemed bent on making a fool of him.
Oh, this totally sucks.
Not all his classmates were bright, but if they could read, they could get along. Many of them needed more help than they could get in the overcrowded classroom. Quite a few were working well below their intelligence levels. They all needed encouragement and higher standards to push them to their real learning potential. But there was no time for individual teaching. At least they could read. They had the key to the door of learning.
Okay, party, bonus.
But children like Joe just floundered in a sea of dancing letters that wouldn't shape themselves into words and sentences. If Joe had lived in another city, he might have found his way into a remedial reading class like this one. For many children have trouble translating the written word into sound and meaning. Today, most schools provide special help for such children.
Hello, I'm Mr. Red.
Most of us caught the knack of learning to read early and easily. We never think of reading as a complicated function of eye, ear, speech organs, brain, memory, and motivation. But for those who have trouble in any one of these areas, learning to read is a formidable process, a bitter, painful struggle.
There must be some word wrong. What word is this?
4. It was late. 4. It was late.
4 starts with an F, doesn't it, Jim? This starts with a W-H. Like why or when.
It was late. When?
All right.
When poor readers are helped, they not only improve in all their other subjects, but their attitude toward school and often to life is greatly changed. The ability to read is a source of inner strength, a power that no one can take away.
Long. Did you just know it, or did you figure it out?
It's none of your business. Well, no, not exactly. But you can tell the A is long because the E on the end.
All right, then that's our rule book. Next,
but these youngsters need the help that can only come from a specially trained teacher who has the time that it takes to move over one hurdle after the other, who has the techniques and the patience that are required, who is given the opportunity to work with each child as an individual problem.
Think of a word that starts with the same sound that you can spell. When Kate, do you remember this was the girl's name? Think of the word the letter that starts Kate. Broke the plate. Do you remember the word we used to illustrate the beginning of plate? Something you like to do? By the gate.
Blah, 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 blah.
Think of a word that starts with the same sound as gate.
But such help takes planning and budget. Like 80% of our school dropouts, Joe was a problem reader whose problem was never solved.
Bogus.
There are other forces that influence a small boy's attitude towards school. Pressures in the outside world. There are wonderful things in this world, and if you happen to be poor, the things seem more important than they are.
Nip it in the bud.
A small boy is not unaware of our pressures to have, to get, to own things.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
In church, in newspapers, on television screens, juvenile delinquency and character breakdown are deplored. But on the street, in every town, we are hawking the tawdry wares of a spurious paradise. And no one is selling patience, hard work, higher values, let alone forbearance.
But look, it's on sale, half price. You can't afford not to at least look at it.
Well, all right. Let's go in.
The Joes are affected more strongly than other children by such pressures because they are the have-nots, and their hungers are consequently sharper. Deprived of real love, of security, of the inner strength that comes from regular growth and achievement, they are quick to accept the idea that the adult world is a grab bag, and hence that grabbing is the quickest way of growing up.
Boy, that Sebastian's got it made. Take a look at this car.
I wonder what this set him back.
He told me he got a wonderful deal on it. 36 months to pay, too.
The Joes aren't stupid, boys. What's good for the goose can't be bad for the gosling. School, they say, is for kids. By the time Joe was 15, he was being kept in school by law. School to him was a battlefield, the scene of 100 lost campaigns. Was it any wonder he hated it, even then? He had no real friends, no interests in common with the youngsters who were winning their individual battles. He had no one to turn him around and guide him through the maze of his own confusion. Joe was alone and chose to spend much of his time alone. Hooky, we used to call it. Joe and his friends call it goofing off.
Well, for my money, he's got all the facial characteristics of a criminal. You know, the narrow chin and the eyes close together and slack jaw with a prominent overbite.
By now, Joe was a fugitive from failure. It's not really fun, but at least you're out of prison, away from nagging parents, away from disappointed teachers splattering you with a steady stream of D's and F's. Who cares? Why worry about teachers? Life is short. game may be pointless, but at least you win once in a while.
Hello, boys and ghouls. This is Eric, Uncle Pigger, creator of Toxic Toons. I specialize in creepy, kooky, spooky, macabre art that I put on my t-shirt line. I'm always creating new t-shirts every month. I've also got patches, stickers, monster masks, calendars, artworks, air fresheners, I got so much stuff I can't even keep my eyes straight. Just come to Toxic Toons and see with your own eyes where it's Halloween every day. And stay tuned for more of Mummy and the Monkey. I love these two.
All right.
And we're back.
I guess so. That burp means we're back. Hey, welcome back, y'all, to the Harry Scary Hangout with your host, the Mummy and the Monkey, right here on a beautiful Friday night in June. What is it, June 9th?
June 9th, 2023.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year's just flying by, cruising by. Only like, it's less than, now don't kill the messenger, but it's like around, what, less than 6 months now to Christmas? For real. Weird, huh?
Christmas is coming.
Wow. Unbelievable.
But Halloween first.
Of course.
Halloween's more fun.
But yeah, oh my Lord, I just don't know. Yeah, growing up, you hear how adults and grown-ups talking about how fast the time goes by and you get older. And boy, it was a line. But anyway, let's make the best of it, right? Let's make the most of the time that we got.
Yeah, so we watched part one, or as we say, fart one of the Dropout.
Ooh.
And kind of sad. Poor Joe's having some troubles there.
Yeah, well.
So hopefully things get better for him. And then we got to see the tiger dance.
Yes, I inserted a little short that we did that had a little more, grim, gory sound effects in it. And I thought it was kind of funny to insert it there. So, giving you a whole potpourri of fun stuff that we've done over the years right here on tonight's show.
All sorts of little videos. And
right.
yeah, I like the interpretive dance.
Yes, it was very aromatic dance. You had to be there.
She was just, yeah.
She really knew how to knock them out.
She really did.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, any comments we want to read? Because this is an interactive show, so let's interact.
I understand that.
I know you do, but I'm just telling the audience that we're going to interact with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me.
No.
You're telling them that.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Oh, they're talking about the weather in Ohio. Yeah. Smoky here. No rain for 3 weeks. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting rain soon, though. It looked like Dune in New York this week, says Ellen, with the smoke from Canada. Wow. Yeah, I saw the pictures in the news.
I wonder if any of the smokers out there saved any money in the last couple of days just by stepping outside.
Yeah, there you go. You don't even need to buy those.
Yeah.
Christmas in July, says Jennifer Delaney.
That's coming right up.
90 days till snow, says Daryl.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, boy.
Isn't that crazy? It's just nice.
That's wild. Yeah, and then, just people exchanging notes with the weather right now.
Sounds like they're enjoying the show.
Yeah. Hopefully they're enjoying themselves.
And each other. They're enjoying each other out there, which is always nice.
And if you like chatting about the weather and all sorts of different topics and watching these weird little video clips, give our channel and give our video a like. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Public Media Network out in Kalamazoo, Michigan, thank you very much. Thank you, Kalamazoo.
Yes, we really appreciate you. Yeah. So now we're going to move on to another segment that we are famous for, I guess, at least on our own show, in our own mind. It is the What Do You Do? That's right.
Yes, let's get into the What Do You Do portion of the show.
Fine. Here we go.
What do you do when you're watching the Hangout? Do you watch on your PC? Do you watch on your phone, in a group or alone? Send us pics and let us see. What do you do when you're watching the Hangout? Does your hairy, scary show? Do you watch with your dog, or do you sleep like a log? Send us pics and let us know, yeah.
Okay, Janet, you're going to have to explain this first one here. You know all about it.
Okay, well, Matthew Ruley said that he is in Indiana right now, and he is attending a Red Skeleton event.
Ooh.
There's some type of Red Skeleton event going on in Indiana. So that's cool and exciting. And he sent us that picture from the said event.
I had no idea they had a Red Skeleton Center.
I had no idea.
But now we do. Well, that's cool.
We learned something new.
Red Skeleton, we've actually shown some of his shows, and during our holiday shows, I believe a couple Red Skeleton things we've shown on our program.
Yeah, because he had Vincent Price on as a guest. And a few other interesting actors. And so, yeah, we played some of his episodes.
So thank you, Matthew, for that. And next up is our good friend, Gary Smith. That's right. And he was out and about on a vacation, too, this week. And he was watching us in a hotel room.
Oh, how cool. So Gary was watching us while on vacation.
That's right. And really quick, while we're thinking about it, hey, thanks for the super chat, Greg Tominski, also known as our Snack Master General.
Yes, thank you, Snack Master General Greg. And we still have lots of snacks left over from you that we will have next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll eat some of
They're
those
not going anywhere but my belly. And this last but not least one is from Todd Kowalczyk. All right, and he sent us his nice little setup here. This is what we talk about, because a lot of people do out there that watch us have this whole like diorama, or a nice little cool thing going around their television. They adorn it with autographs, posters, artwork, toys. Look at that big Twilight Zone dummy there.
That is cool.
Where the heck did he get that? That's like crazy.
So cool stuff hanging up there. Nice setup with the TV stand and everything.
Yes, I have questions.
Yeah.
I want to know about that dummy.
That's cool. Thanks for sending that in, Todd.
Yeah, all right. And it wraps it up for this segment of What Do You Do? And if you're interested in sending us anything that you like what you saw tonight about what you do when you watch our show, please drop us a line at themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Include a picture in the description, and we'll try to get it on our show as soon as we can.
Oh, yeah. So we would love to see, everyone's set up, what they do when they watch a show, if they watch while traveling. I love to see, like, how creative people get.
That's right, yeah. We've had all kinds of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Larry Tressler, a fan, sent us some. What was he doing one time? Mowing the lawn?
Was at the dentist. He was mowing the lawn while watching.
Yeah.
Which, don't drive distracted.
Yeah.
But it was a cool picture.
Yeah, if you're going to get, like, a colonoscopy, no need to, send pictures of that.
Yeah, don't send pictures of the colonoscopy.
Just take.
We're good.
You get knocked out and get that over with, because we're good. But anyway, yeah. So thanks a lot, and that's also the email you can use to enter tonight's prize giveaway drawing,
which is a trading card.
Mummy and the Monkey.
Mummy and the Monkey trading card. Official.
Limited edition.
Yes, limited numbers.
Yes. And that's right. So send an email to themummyandthemonkey@gmail.com, and in the subject line put card, and Janet will write your name down on a piece of paper and shove it right up her right into her mummy bucket.
Right there in the mummy bucket. All right, so we have the rest of the Dropout to get to.
Yes, part 2.
And then we have a ghost-related film after that, so stay tuned.
That's right. All right, here we go. Part 2 of the Dropout. Get ready to drop into part 2 of the Dropout.
There we go.
Some potential dropouts find a lifeline thrown to them by chance. Danny Knox was a contemporary of Joe, and like him, a youngster who had reached 9th grade with no real links between him and school. He wasn't doing well in class, and he had no real reason for trying any harder. He, too, hated the whole setup. But then one day, at the suggestion of an attentive teacher, he decided to try out for the track squad.
Now, Danny, that's a pretty good try. As I told you earlier, we just put you in here for an experiment to see how much spring you have. And there's probably nothing wrong with your spring. However, from watching you out here in the warm-up, I'm sure that you have better leg speed, and we probably could get you in the sprints. Before you go up today, we'd like to try you in a 100-yard dash. Okay.
The cinder path was to become Danny's road to friends, to a sense of belonging in school, to personal achievement, and eventually to better classroom grades.
Really?
Extracurricular activity would help him to find his way back to the curriculum.
Danny, the thing that I'm really enthused about is you running here with all these sprinters, men and 100 and 220 men, and men off our sprint relay team here. And you ran 3rd place in that. That's a real surprise. And your time is 10:07. I realize you're new out here for track, but you find 10:07 is pretty remarkable for a new boy out here in his first time trial. So track is something that you have to work real hard at, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of attention to detail. But I'm sure if you want to be with us, well, we want you, and we'll work hard with you. And the men here will be happy to have you among our group out here.
Whatever.
Nice going.
Thank you.
After-school activities often help young people understand why they must study. Making A's and B's is often too abstract a goal for an adolescent, but the promise of career and prestige is a tangible target to shoot at. High school programs like this Candy Striper Club show youngsters what their roles may be in later years, roles that can only be played if their schoolwork earns them the right to take their parts. A few hours a week of adult responsibility can be a bridge to increased maturity. Today, most high schools have specialists who watch over the academic careers of the students. School counseling, still grossly understaffed in most of our communities, is the best antidote to underachievement, the strongest deterrent to dropouts. The school counselor is trained to watch for danger signs and to help in an emergency.
The next time I have to come in here, I'm cracking skulls.
Individual problems.
Things going.
No, pretty good.
I was a little bit disturbed when I received this 6 weeks grade report. I thought you were going to pick up in English a little bit.
Back off, Jack! Well, it all seems sort of pointless to me.
Pointless?
Well, I think I'm going to quit school at the end of the semester.
Excellent!
What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, everything in general, I guess.
Isn't your boyfriend graduating this semester?
Yes, he might get a scholarship to state.
Does this have something to do with your decision?
No. Yes, but the main reason is my parents.
Well, what seems to be the difficulty?
I just want a little freedom. They just treat me like a child. I'm just tired of it. Everything I do, everything I say. My mother has to even come with me when I buy my clothes. It just seems like she doesn't even trust me. They tell me who I can go out with, what time I have to be in. I have to bring my friends to the house before I can go out with them or anything. It's just terrible. I feel like I'm in prison.
Have you talked this over with Bob?
Yes, I have. He isn't pushing me at all. Of course, he doesn't want me to quit.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'll get a job, any kind of a job.
What could you do?
Oh, I could get a job in the department store or a waitress, anything.
Is that really the kind of job you want?
Yes, I do. Well, no, I'd like to be a secretary, but I realize that takes education and a high school diploma.
Do you think you could make enough at these jobs to live as you are now?
I'll have to say yes. Shut up.
I think I could manage.
Really? Of course you couldn't. You're really after independence. But I wonder if this is the way to go about it. You might wind up with less freedom than you have now. If you stay in school a little while longer, you'll be on the road to real independence. If it only means getting the kind of job you want. Now, I know you could get along with your parents if you really wanted to. Why don't you think it over a little while longer?
Well, I don't think there's anything to think about it. I've made up my mind, and I don't like school, and I want to drop out.
Like Joe, Linda is anxious to grow up. Now, not later. She feels that leaving school means leaving humiliation and childhood behind. The counselor who understands adolescents and respects them can very often help them to change their minds. But Joe reached the beginning of his 11th year in the school system without counseling, without any real ties to fellow students, without motivation for the hard work of overcoming his scholastic handicaps. That first day of the 11th grade was the day Joe Conklin went out into the world, dropped out into the world by the back door.
This looks extraordinarily bad.
Even then, he wasn't sure he was doing the right thing. Even youngsters who hate school have strong feelings holding them to the pattern of our system. He wasn't breaking any law now, but he felt as though he were. For few 16-year-old boys are men. They still need the companionship of other 16-year-olds. They still need supervision and protection. The grown-ups' world is frightening and challenging, even when it is attractive. All day long, Joe struggled for a decision. He wandered and looked at the fascinating surface of the adult's world, wanting to get into it, wondering how. This was a day Joe would always remember. The day he started the endless task of trying to gain entrance into a strange world without a passport.
Chicks dig me because I rarely wear underwear, and when I do, it's usually something unusual.
Most schools in America today are trying to keep their Joes from dropping out. All surveys prove that without high school diplomas, the children of the age of automation are virtually doomed to a miserable life. Even the simplest opportunities that are open to young people demand a fair amount of academic achievement, and the schools are aware of the situation.
What are you talking about?
One of the helpful steps that educators are taking is the expansion of curriculum to fit the needs of individual students. Courses that involve the personal interests of the students are being added in the hope that they may motivate harder work in the academic subjects that are related to them.
All right, that 60,000's over. That's good enough. Finish your cut. Go ahead and start your machine. What is your dwell? 35. 35.
And even if they fail to improve scholastically, many of them are gaining skills and self-confidence that will help them in the adult world. Some schools have organized programs of work experience education and have added a new specialist to the high school faculty. This man arranges part-time jobs for students who might otherwise become dropouts. He contacts local businessmen who can offer employment under approved conditions. But he is an educator, not an employment agent. If the student cannot learn on the job, it is not acceptable. He found this building operation, for instance. The electrical contractor was willing to take on a junior apprentice with the idea of breaking him into the craft while he finished his schoolwork.
You're spending the night with Fred Jarvin, male prostitute.
Gus works 4 hours a day at tasks that are constantly showing him why he must learn math, a subject that almost caused him to flunk out. Now that he deals with numbers and fractions in his calculations, the math doesn't seem so mysterious. The work experience educator makes it his business to visit the building site at intervals.
How do you do?
To see that Gus is right for the job and the job is right for Gus. For Gus is still in school. He spends 4 hours a day in class under a special program that will enable him to graduate along with his proper grade. Many of the boys and girls who are enrolled under this work experience plan show a considerable increase of interest in their entire school program.
Have there ever been any cases in which the Attorney General and the Public Defender were up against each other in court?
They are more serious, they try harder, they do not have to be pushed to learn. For one thing, their confidence in themselves has been restored. For another, they do not feel that they are alone, humiliated, branded as failures. And thirdly, they see some hope for their futures. They are assured that they will enter the adult world by the front door. Little wonder they are interested in what goes on in that world. But the 4-4 plan, as it is called, does not operate impersonally. The progress of the students is constantly checked by supervisor and counselor.
Okay.
And we finally found him a job with Mr. Caleras, an electrical contractor. How is he doing in the classroom now, by the way?
Very good. His grades are coming up. I talked to his instructor, and he's getting along better with the other students and himself as well. He's beginning to learn the practical value of what he's learning here.
You've talked with his parents?
I talked to his parents just last week, and they're delighted with the change of attitude. And, of course, I'm very happy because this means he'll be able to graduate from school.
No way.
Our Joe got a job when he left school a year ago. Then he got a car, souped it up, found himself a girl. Now at 17, he's lost that job and 2 others. The unskilled worker is the last to be hired and the first to be fired.
No!
Every new machine, every business recession ends his employment once again. And so Joe will go on searching for jobs, seeking the way in, driving to nowhere. When did he lose his way?
Well, how the hell should I know?
Would someone like to volunteer to help us with this?
Why don't you do something about it?
Are you through now?
Over a ravine.
Doesn't matter how you get it, just as long as you get the buck. That's what I always
Once again, something wonderful in my life has been turned into a giant crap fest.
For Joe and thousands like him, there are no counselors, no remedial reading classes, no help at school or at home, no help from community agencies. And remember, almost 1 million Joes a year drop out of school and are lost. Lost to their time, lost to themselves. For a little while, Joe still has a chance. If his community, his school, his neighbors want to help, if he himself wants to be helped, he can still turn back and rediscover what he has given up, the chance to learn. If he doesn't, his search will be endless. There is no shortcut.
Is this a happy ending or a sad ending?
It's an ending. That's enough.
Guy.
Oh, wow. An oldie but a goodie there. Wow. Sunday Fun Day. Well, we're not quite there yet. We're actually more on
a Friday Fun Day.
A Friday Fun Day right here on the Hairy Scary Hangout, Mummy and the Monkey style. You're watching our 203rd episode, and we're doing short subjects tonight from the 40s, 50s, and I think that's it, really.
Yeah, you know, from back in the day.
Days gone by, yes.
Yeah, from back in the day. We watched part 2 of the Dropout, but which was, you know, we hope Joe succeeded after all.
Well, you know, only Joe knows.
Maybe he'll do better. Maybe he'll find his calling.
It looks like he got himself a little construction job. He was learning stuff. It looks like he went to like a summer school thing, and I think he just might have made it. Let's only hope so.
Maybe.
That Joe. Who knows? So we got one more short subject to go, but before we do that, what are we going to do that now? We don't know.
What are we going to do now?
I don't know. We didn't even talk about that.
TV show time travel?
We could do that.
Let's do that, and then we'll get into the final film of the evening.
Okay, that sounds like
a
winner to me. A winner before the winner. Okay. TV show time travel. What is that, you might ask yourself if you're not familiar with the show? Well, that is where we delve into these printed magazines that used to come in the newspaper, if you remember what those were. Every week that would tell you what's on the television for the week. Yes, what comes on morning, noon, and night on all the channels which were at back then maybe 5 to 6. And any, before cable and all that stuff came out on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Each city had about 5 to 6 stations, just a handful, and they would print them in a little magazine called a TV Guide. Well, I collect those things, and I have quite a few, and I like to open them up and kind of find a date and around the close enough to the time that we're airing our show tonight. I think this is a late June one, June 30th, I believe it is.
Do you remember the year?
I believe 1978.
Oh, so we're going back in time to the 70s.
Yes, and because Cleveland in particular had quite a few movie and horror hosts at any given time back in those days. So we will show you what was going on late Friday night and Saturday afternoon, right here in good old Cleveland, Ohio. And perhaps this will bring back memories no matter where you are in the U.S. or the world, if you had horror hosts and movie hosts out there. Things that you remember, those kind of shows, days gone by. So
nostalgic television memories.
Yeah, all the feels. So here we go with Cleveland TV Showtime Travel, baby. Here we go. And we start out, as always, with WJKW TV8 in Cleveland, Ohio, with the one, the only Friday night, June 3rd, 1978, at 11:30 p.m. It was the one, the only Houlihan and Big Chuck Show.
Woo-hoo!
And their movie that night was The Invisible Woman. Every man's dream. I'm just kidding. Oh, there she is. Yeah, that's my kind of gal. Look at her.
She's visible there. Oh, wow.
Oh, and those stockings are very visible. Oh, yeah, he's going to tickle her, I think, right there. Yep.
Oh.
Eyes Without a Face. And later on, that same channel, on 8 All Night, they had The Invisible Ray. Looks like they were doing a theme thing there with Francis Drake.
Nice.
And Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff. Ooh.
Oh.
That's right, a double whammy there. We have to check that one out. And the second movie that late night was Circus of Horror. Now, this was not, 8 All Night was not a hosted show, but they did show 2 different movies after the Big Chuck and Little John or Houlihan and Big Chuck show on Friday night. So it went literally from 11:30 p.m. to 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Well, fast forward to Saturday, July 1st, 1978, on Channel 43, you have the one, the only Superhost. And this 4-hour Saturday show started at noon with an hour of something like The Three Stooges, or in this case, the Bowery Boys. Yeah. And that would go on until 1 o'clock. And his first movie that day was First Man into Space. Doesn't look like he held up too well. Must have hit that Van Halen radiation belt.
A little extra crispy there.
Yeah. Is it original or extra crispy? Take a bite and find out. And his second movie of the day at 2:30 was Abbott and Costello in the Time of Their Lives. This is where they played ghosts. It's kind of cool that come back into their time present and get all kind of wacky capers. And that's going to wrap it up for tonight's episode of Cleveland TV Showtime Travel.
Good job, Grim.
Oh, thank you. Always fun putting those together.
Very cool.
Gotta work on some new ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, so
this is it.
This is the final film for the evening.
Our final offering for tonight's Shorts Fest.
We're going to play this film, and then we're going to have the prize drawing. And the film is called Ghost Parade from 1931. And this is the one directed by Mack Sennett.
Yes.
And he made a lot of he directed a lot of Charlie Chaplin.
Not to be confused with McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right, Mack Sennett.
Mack Sennett.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is got a little. It's a sort of a goofy comedy, but it's spooky, you know, that type of thing. A little bit of a horror
haunted
comedy.
house type of theme.
So it should be fun.
Yeah.
So get ready, buckle down. Here we go with Ghost Pirate.
Ghost Parade.
Ghost Parade. Something
Not Ghost
like that.
Pirate. Ghost Parade.
On our parade of shorts, right here on tonight's Mummy the Monkey's Very Scary Hangover or Hangout, whatever.
Hangout.
We're not doing a hangover.
No, not tonight.
And then when we get back, we're going to do the drawing, the prize drawing, right?
Yes, you got it, Grim. We got this. Okay.
All right, here we go with Ghost Parade. Woohoo!
Shut up!
Who's there?
It's me, Mr. Martin. Did you hear it too?
Hear it? I haven't slept a wink all night. It is again.
It sounds like a xylophone.
Whatever it is, I don't like it. McNose, was that you making all that noise?
No, sir. Maybe it's your Uncle Mosby. What's he doing here?
My Uncle Mosby was shot in the Civil War. You know that.
I know he was a band leader, too, and he still makes music.
It's unfair to the rest of the family. When a man is gone, he ought to stay in the graveyard of where he belongs.
Damn right.
What the hell is that? Are you sure your Uncle Mosby was shot?
That's what we always thought. All right, get down in here.
Free man for himself!
And he's been dead for 60 years. Scat. Scat. Scat.
Shut up, I'm having fun.
What a dump.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Right this way, Mr. Martin. I think I've got your ghost corner.
Is it Uncle Mosby?
No, it's just mice. That's what I thought it was all the time.
That's why you slept last night in the lawn?
What kept you out there?
Uncle Mosby.
Yeah.
Mr. Martin, it's the bar downstairs to see the house.
Right down, Magnolia.
Stop rushing me!
And Magnolia. Didn't I gotta take that there? Oh, take it. Don't be talking all this.
Oh, my ovaries.
Altogether, I'm sure you'll find this a very, very nice, quiet little place.
Oh, good Lord, you scared me.
I'm scared and excited, too.
Who are you? The constable or the village idiot?
I'm the constable.
During the Civil War, Stonewall Jackson presented those to my Uncle Mosby.
For being the best xylophone player.
Bandmaster.
All I ever heard was a xylophone.
You take care of the inventory. I'll give the family history.
Yes, sir.
Yes. What's the price on these?
The pair is listed at $2,000.
Look at the workmanship. Inlaid with silver. $2,000. Very, very reasonable.
Where's your sense of humor?
Miss Smith, this is a business meeting.
I'm sorry, Mr. Martin.
Sorry, nothing. But think of the history of those things. Originally brought over by General Lafayette. George Washington gave them to his son, and his son gave them to his son. Go sit down, please. Go sit down somewhere, please.
Why do you say things that you know will hurt me?
The son gave him to Stonewall Lafayette. The father.
What's wrong with you?
Well, anyway, my Uncle Mosby got them. Really, I hate to let go of them.
No! Oh, that's a shame.
Had them for 70 years. There wasn't a scratch on them. This will come out of your salary. Constable! Thanks. My Uncle Mosby knew this. He'd probably turn right over in his grave.
He has. Oh, Mr. Martin. Oh, look.
Shut up.
The dinner is served.
The guests to dinner. Take them to dinner, miss.
This is a lovely dinner.
Thanks.
Mr. Martin, I like this place.
Oh.
You know, I went to
After
a party
good night
one
first here,
time.
After a good night first, Miss Cummings,
and I
I'm
stuck
sure.
a cigarette, a little thing like that right in the hat.
I was saying, Miss Cummings, after a good
They
night.
all started laughing like, you know how they go. Then they can go right.
You better give up them cigarettes, buddy, or the groundhogs will be bringing you your mail. Know what I mean?
Miss Cummings.
Tell me.
I said, please. How was I?
After a good night's sleep.
Yeah. After a good night's rest here, Mr. Cummings, I know you're just gonna love this place. You know, mice in the attic. You set those mice traps?
Yeah, 8 of them.
You'll never catch what's playing that with a mousetrap.
Why don't you shut up? You see, my Uncle Mosby was a great musician in the Civil War. After he died, he left a lot of his instruments up there, see?
Left them. He's up there with them.
I dope you dingbat, will you?
And, you know, the mice, you know, they hop all over them and kind of cute, eh?
How strange.
Oh, I don't know. You know, they...
Those are mice that should be in vaudeville.
Oh, they're good.
You ought to hear him play peasants and poets.
And you say the 300 acres goes with the house?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Cummings.
That's a lot of oil property. Earl, that's good property.
Say, in the morning, I'll show you the finest grove of pines you ever saw. Say,
What's that? Don't you like to hear the whisk windle through the pines? Sounds kind of scary, yeah.
what? Can't you look out for that cigarette?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, my foot.
Has a restful atmosphere.
Yes.
Wouldn't your uncle be surprised if you came back today?
They never come back. Once they're gone, they're supposed to stay away.
Ow! Ow!
Ma.
Ow!
Ma.
I think there's something under the table.
You think there is? I know there is.
Oh.
Just my fault. Excuse me. Oh. Did it touch you, too? Touch me. I'm holding it.
You're nasty.
Excuse me. I slipped.
Go away.
What's the matter?
There must be a dog under the table. Mine with a cold nose.
Here, doggy.
Good evening, folks.
I'm going back and clean the crackers out of my bed. I'm expecting company.
save a bone for me.
I think we're getting into a weird area here.
Don't do that.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Come on in.
What is it? I don't know. It's up to you to shut it out. It's your house. Take your gun.
Satan?
It doesn't look like Uncle Mosby.
Give me some of those. Oh, you gotta get out of here. You big coward. You give me some of those. Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Pete will ring the front doorbell. The constable will have to answer it. And when he does, we'll slit his throat.
That sounds ghastly.
Don't cut my throat! Don't cut my throat!
Why didn't he answer that door? A big coward. I'll answer it myself.
Oh, good for you.
Come in. Dad, Frankie. Oh, I was never so glad to see anyone in all my life.
Is anything wrong?
Wrong. I'm going cuckoo.
If you marry me, you'll be the best protected person in this county.
Oh, what an hour for a proposal.
True love has no hours.
Ooh, he likes girls.
If that's for me, tell him I'm not here. Let go.
Nice girl, but about as sharp as a sack of wet mice.
Frankie! Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, so many funny things have been happening.
So I see. Are you alone?
No, yes, practically.
Well, as long as you're all right, Frank and I better get to bed. Good night.
They're gone. Oh, that was a close call. Remember, no matter what happens, I must tell you what's nearest my heart.
And you better let us out first.
Listen. Did you see? No! No! It's me, Marge.
Oh! Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Come this way.
Let's run.
I can't.
I can.
Don't.
Good evening, Constable.
Good evening, Rover.
Jones is the name.
Wouldn't surprise me if he said he was the Queen of Sheba.
What's that?
I don't know.
Look.
I can't.
Please look.
Good evening, Mr. Martin.
Good evening.
There's a goose right behind you.
Oh, get out of here!
There's something behind you.
The dog just told me. Constable. My head. You're all right. Trying to put something on you. Yes. Ah! It's not the matter. Get off me. What's that? Hey! Get off me.
Selma! Your Halloween party's over. Take off that mask. Now get out of here. Get out of here.
Beat it. Come on,
Get out of here.
You too. Say, what's this all about?
Your property here is full of oil, and they're trying to get it.
Oil?
Yes.
Now I understand. Uncle Mosby, ghosts. My son and all over those... They never point a gun at nobody. Please.
I love you. When I take someone on, I don't sleep until they're completely satisfied.
My son suffering cats. Crazy.
Oh, Mr. Martin! Mr. Martin! Wait a minute, I forgot. It's me.
Your secretary, Marge.
And it's your daughter-in-law.
I'm through with this police business.
Hey! Hello, stay tuned for more from the Mummy and the Monkey.
There. Wow.
Whoa, alrighty-dighty. That's it. You choked down the last installment of tonight's shorts. Our short special. Wow, what a lot of fun. Well, you know, that one's not too bad. It's better than Black Adam.
You know,
that last one.
Yeah, it
More
was
enjoyable.
entertaining. It's that slapstick, cheesy, you know, retro comedy.
It's actually, it reminds me of Scooby-Doo a little bit. The
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo episodes,
kind of cartoony and goofy.
Well, it was
yeah.
like the human trying to scare, you know, dressing up like a monster and trying to scare everybody off of the property for some reason. And in this case, it was oil.
If it weren't for you meddling kids.
Right, we got away with it. So it's kind of like, you know, the precursor to Scooby-Doo. All the capers. Anyway.
Yeah, so we thought we'd save that one for last since it's kind of horror film or ghost related or whatever.
All right. Try to kind of bring the whole show to a full circle to what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Sort of a horror sci-fi type of show. But who knows what you'll watch on the Harry Scary Hangout. Sometimes we don't know.
Oh, yeah. So we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight on the film night of shorts. Or shorts film night.
That's
short
right.
night. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and again, a reminder that we will not be on next Friday night, but should be the following.
Yes, so next Friday night, there will not be a new Harry Scary Hangout, but the following week after that, you're good. We'll have a Harry Scary Hangout.
We'll be back, Jack.
And no
Jack
Harry
up.
Scary Hangover tonight. However, we do have a Saturday night show tomorrow night. Cinematary Saturdays.
Returns.
Returns. We're trying to bring that back here and there. Whenever we can get to putting together a whole nother show.
That's right. It's all pre-done and everything already in the kitty, as it were, and it's gonna be. Can we say what the movie is?
The movie's called Real Horror.
Real Horror. Ooh.
And it's pretty horrible.
It's really horrible.
Really horrible.
But in a way that you can't imagine. You have to kind of see it to understand.
It's one of those weird
It's too weird for this show.
It's too weird for the Hairy Scary Hangout.
That's all we can really say. But to see it yourself, tune in tomorrow.
Yes.
On our YouTube page at 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, and we want to thank Public Media Network. We also want to thank WRTN-LD in Tennessee, in Nashville.
Yeah.
And soon we will be on CMN TV in the Troy, Michigan area.
Oh.
So we'll have more info on that once it gets closer to the air dates.
All right, sounds good. All right. So now let's get to the moment they've all been really waiting for. The prize giveaway. Tonight's prize giveaway, which is a nifty, bodacious, official Mummy and the Monkey trading card.
Yes, a trading card in a nice case here with a QR code. It's a very special trading card there. And we've got the Mummy bucket filled with names. Oh, Albert's asking what time tomorrow? Tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
We'll probably put something on our Facebook page.
It will be scheduled as a premiere.
Yes.
So you guys could still chat. You could still comment on the show. But it won't be like in real time. It's already been uploaded.
Right. It's locked and loaded, ready to go tomorrow at 10 p.m. All right, we got another super
Connie
chat.
Cleary, thank you for the super chat. So cool. Thank you.
All right, let's get to picking that winner.
Okay, so we've got the bucket full of names here. I got to shake them all up.
Time to
right.
Shake.
Make sure my skirt is...
Shake.
Okay. Shake my bucket. Shake my bucket. Hey.
Right.
All right, let's stir it up.
Okay, ready? And I got the drum roll ready when you are ready.
Okay, drum roll.
And you got the winner?
Not yet.
Uh-oh, she's picking one.
I'm picking one.
All right, ready? Here we go.
I got one. I got one. And the winner is JB. JB won. No, he won in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he won something in the past.
A repeat winner here on the Hairy Scary Hangout. All right, JB.
We do get some repeat winners, so congratulations, JB.
All right, yay, JB.
You won the trading card.
Ooh,
collectible card.
That's right. The only trader you're going to want to be is when you trade trading cards or comic books or toys.
Yes, very cool.
All right.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight on episode 203. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's great to see all the different comments, but real quick before we go, try not to, nothing too vulgar, nothing too much with the swearing and stuff, nothing too lewd. Please, try to have...
We try to keep this for all ages. It's supposed to be fun for everyone.
Not necessarily all ages, but for most ages.
You know what I mean, yeah.
So maybe around PG-13-ish. So, parental discretion is advised. So, all that.
All right. So, yes. So, thanks a lot for behaving in the chat. We love that. And all our moderators are doing their job. Thank you so much for helping us out with that. It's very, very nice of you.
Yes, we want to thank all of the YouTube moderators. I know that can be tough at times to... try to, check everything out on there. So thank you. And thank you guys for watching us all. You're all winners to us. Woo! So good night. Good fright. Mwah!
That's right. And we'll see you later, alligators.
Bye-bye.